Okay, let's start. Today we are joined by Richard Ma from Quantstamp. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Okay, we've got a lot to share. Would you like to know a lot about Quantstamp and you? So get right into the question. First, can you tell us a little bit about yourself to start with?
Yeah, sure. So before I started Quantstamp, I was actually an algorithmic trader. So I was a programmer for many years and dealing with the world's largest exchanges in the US and in Asia and in Europe. While I was being a programmer, I was handling millions of dollars of transactions every day, and I realized how important it is to have programs that are really secure. And so over the course of my career, I developed like a very extreme, comprehensive testing method for all of the programs. And as a result, I never lost a dollar of my investors' money. After that, I started getting into Ethereum because it's like the first programmable cryptocurrency. And being a programmer, I thought that was very interesting to have programmable money. And I decided to invest in Ethereum, and I actually invested in the DAO. Unfortunately, the DAO actually had a software bug in it. And so for a period of 2 weeks, all the investors of the DAO, including myself, we thought that we lost all our money. And after that, there was a hard fork, and we actually ended up getting our money back. But it dawned on me how important it is to have security for this new form of money. And about, I think, a year after that, I started Quantstamp.
Okay, so what is Quantstamp? I know it's huge outside of Korea, but Korean viewers might not be really familiar with Quantstamp, so can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so we built software to do security for smart contracts. Our company was founded in Silicon Valley in San Francisco, and we're one of the very first Y Combinator-backed startups. So Y Combinator is the leading startup accelerator in Silicon Valley. So companies that came out of Y Combinator include Coinbase, Airbnb, and Stripe, and Dropbox. So it's a kind of an exclusive club, and they give a lot of good advice for founders. So we went through the Y Combinator process. And our company's mission is to make smart contracts really secure for normal people to use. Because most people are not programmers, and they don't know whether to trust a project or not. So we want to build a security standard for all the projects so that investors can feel safe investing in their funds.
Okay, so does it audit any types of smart contract or only the Ethereum based?
Yeah, so currently we built a product to audit Ethereum smart contracts. And it's automatic, so anybody in the world can go to our website, quantstamp.com, and get a security audit. We already did over 400 of these automatic audits, and we found 1,000 potential vulnerabilities already.
Okay. You mentioned about Ethereum, so one of the key aspects of Quantstamp is that it's evolving with the Ethereum ecosystem. Do you see it as a risk or advantage?
Yeah, so because I'm a programmer, right? Programming and ecosystems, they evolve all the time. So actually Ethereum is always upgrading itself all the time. People are making new contributions. You know, for us, we want to be at the leading edge of the technology in terms of smart contracts. For Ethereum, you know, currently we audit Solidity smart contracts, but we just started a project to audit Viper smart contracts. So Viper it's a new type of language for Ethereum that the foundation is developing. Increasingly, new smart contracts will actually move to Viper. So in the future, you'll see ICOs using Viper. And so for us, that's like important to always be updating. And we also audit other types of blockchains. So there's new blockchains such as OneChain and Zilliqa, and we're starting to explore auditing those as well. I think that's an advantage because we go wherever the users go. So if eventually the users go to another blockchain, we want to make sure that they're protected on that blockchain as well.
Okay, so you basically believe in centralized exchanges if audited properly.
Yeah, so we're actually agnostic regarding the type of exchange. For example, we've audited Binance, which is the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, and it's also centralized. But we're also in the process of auditing 0x. So 0x is kind of the world's largest decentralized exchange protocol, and we're auditing the V2 of that protocol. What I think is that there's different roles for centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges because it's easier for users to use centralized exchanges, right? You can onboard fiat currency easily. But with decentralized exchanges, it's more technical. It's not that user-friendly, so mostly you have pretty technical people using that. Yeah.
Okay, so you brought up the Binance issue. So you successfully audited Binance recently. I saw it in the newspaper. Do you have any special comment to leave relating to issue?
Yeah, I think for us, so we had a positive relationship with Binance. There was an issue that came up with some tokens that a new vulnerability was found, and the vulnerability was called proxy overflow and batch overflow. And it's actually basically based on this idea of integer overflow, which means like if you make a large enough number in the computer, then it actually goes back to 0 again. And then you can use this integer overflow to create extra tokens. With Binance, they really care about the security of their system. They're known as one of the most secure cryptocurrency exchanges. And when they found out about this potential vulnerability, they contacted us because they have so many tokens on their exchange that they cannot go one by one and ask different auditing firms to check. So Quantstamp, we have like an automated system to check. You know, if it's you ask many different auditing firms, it might take like 1 or 2 months to check all of the tokens. Using our automated system, we checked it in 36 hours. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, do you think you are competitive enough? Then in that aspect you are.
So probably we're like the only firm in the world that could do that type of job in 36 hours. And obviously our goal is to just protect all the users of the normal people. We have an ongoing partnership with a coin exchange in Japan as well. So for coin, what we do is when they list a new coin, sometimes we'll audit the coin they list and make sure it's secure. So then we don't have to go afterwards and when some new vulnerability is found, audit it at that time. We can just do it while they're doing new listings. And we also work with Radar Relay as well, which is a decentralized relayer for 0x. For us, working with exchanges, it's just about adding a level of security for the exchanges.
As you probably know, the Korean exchange Bitcoin and Arbiter have got a lot of criticism of it because of this. You probably know the scandals. What do you think about these issues? Can you cover that?
Yeah, so the main problem with centralized exchanges is that there's auditing issues with financials and also just issues with governance, right? So for users of centralized exchanges, these are always problems that are going to be present. So in my career, I dealt with a lot of major exchanges in derivatives and the stock market. And for those exchanges, they had very good compliance and oversight. And they were constantly, making sure that, they had the top tier security as well. So I think like with Upbit and Bitum and a lot of exchanges actually right now, they're moving from a world of like deregulation into one where more and more people are actually using cryptocurrencies. And so the natural trend eventually is that, the regulations will approach the same type of regulations for existing like stock exchanges and derivative exchanges. And that's a good thing because for normal people who use it, you're much more safe and protected.
Oh, in that aspect we need you, but you're really famous from outside, probably in the US areas, are you?
Yeah. Our team is mostly English-speaking people, right? So, my co-founder is from the University of Waterloo in Canada. I spent my career in San Francisco, and so, when we started, I think most of our users are in like Australia or England or the US.
Okay.
Now we see that there's so many projects coming out of Asia that we just recently actually set up an office in Tokyo. And we also recently hired our head of Asia Pacific as well. So I think maybe towards the middle and end of this year, we'll start hiring like Korean developers and start holding events here and making more partnerships here as well. So we work with Crypto Soul, and I think we'll be holding a meetup probably next month. And we'll also be giving some more technical talks to the universities as well.
Okay. Do you have any global announcements that you'd like to share first
Yeah.
with our viewers?
Yeah, so I have an exclusive announcement for this for the viewers of your show. We're going to be signing an MOU with OneChain, which is a new blockchain, to do security for their new ICOs that are listing on the OneChain platform. So Quantstamp is the security partner.
And this question might be very vague. What is your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal is to see smart contracts used in the real world by normal people, and to be used in such a way that it's helpful for their normal lives, and they don't even realize the technology that's behind it. So my ultimate goal is for Quantstamp to be in the background as a useful utility for people, and that they might not even know we exist. So, yeah.
Okay, we talked a lot about Quantstamp. For the viewers, briefly, how would you define Quantstamp in just one sentence?
It's security for the new money.
Security for the new money.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing your time and energy and ideas. Let us know when you have high issues to make.
Okay, great.
지금까지 블록미디어와 함께 하셨습니다. 퀀트스탬프와 함께 하셨고요. 여기서 오늘 인사드릴게요. Would you like to say bye to our viewers today?
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.